Okay, we are live on YouTube. We are live in the webinar.
Hello.
Hello, folks. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm super excited to be here. We've got so much to talk about, so let's jump right in. First of all, I want to let you know my name is Joseph Smith. This is Ray Fleming. We are the wise guys in ties who are not wearing ties today, but that's okay. What we do is we help people build, grow, and establish their businesses. We help them get access to funding, and what we're going to help you to today is we're talking about starting a business. What business should I start? There's so many people that get hung up on that because they know some people are in a business, but they want to change their business. What business should I get
Right.
into?
Get that a lot.
And so, well, we're going to jump out, try and get ahead of this. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Boom. There's my screen. And then I wanted to also make sure, hey, there we are on YouTube. I wanted to make sure that we got our website up here so folks can see. There we are. If you're looking to get in touch with us or reach out to us, you can go to our website, wiseguysandties.com. There is a plethora of information on building business credit that is here and all the services that we have. You can get books. You can schedule an appointment with us. If you're already working with us, you can log into your business credit builder program. But let's talk about what we're talking about. What uh, business business? Oh, come on now. Should I start? It's a great question. This is a question I get from a lot of folks because we help folks learn how to implement credit banking strategies to reduce their debt. And then we talk about, like we did on Tuesday, adding business credit as a strategy to
Right.
eliminate that
Yeah.
debt. But then they're like, well, what business should I be in? And
Mm.
they just don't know.
Yeah, we get that a lot. That they want to start a business, they're just not sure what type of business.
And it's overwhelming because somebody thinks like, oh man, do I have to be a Walmart or an Amazon? Like, oh, I don't know what to do. Or if somebody works full time, how are they going to also have this side business?
Oh, exactly.
So, folks, there are literally so many different businesses that you can get into. But let us. So the screen. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger here. We want to help you. So this is the kind of stuff when we talk to people, they ask us, what business should I start? Well, I guess the first thing we start asking is, what are you passion, man?
Passionate.
What are you passionate about? Right? This is really going to help you because if you don't like your job, have you ever worked at a job you didn't like?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So if you hate manual labor, then you probably shouldn't start a landscaping business. You know what I'm saying? So, folks, but what are you passionate about? Because if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I was talking with somebody and he's into hunting. Great. You could make a business about hunting. There's a lot of things. You could become a professional fisherman and catch and sell fish at market. You could hunt game and sell that. I mean, that's obviously a business right there. But maybe that's too much time, and you're like, no, that's like my side hustle. But people want to. There's people out there who don't know how to hunt or fish, and they want to know. You could create videos. You could create um, just simple things that you know or tricks that you've learned, and you could put that into a video. And then people say, oh, well, there's hundreds of videos out there. That's my point. There are hundreds of videos out there, meaning people are always looking for a new fresh angle. It's not like there's only one Mexican restaurant out there, right? There's not only one sushi joint. There are literally dozens because there's such a great need and a variety out there. I mean, we talked about.
Or if you're listening to this, if you're either on YouTube, if you're in the Zoom webinar, fill us in. Let us know what type of business you have, or if you don't have a business yet and you're looking to start a business, what are you passionate about? What interests you?
you know, there's a lot of people who turn their crafts into a business. I mean, have you ever heard of like the farmer's market or a flea market?
Mm-hmm.
People weave blankets together, they make jewelry. I mean, I mean, if that's what you like to do, you can do a business around it. What if you're into like I know somebody who has a remote control cars
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
helicopters and planes. Well, if you're into that, you might have learned through, because you've been into it so much, how to fix and repair some of this stuff. What if you offered that assistance to other people?
exactly.
Or if you have a lot of
I used to
stuff,
be really into RC cars.
I mean, but there's people who have built up and they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You can sell this too. So, I mean, look, I mean, literally, it's endless. Are you into vitamins? Well, there's plenty of places out there that will help you to resell their vitamins. You
Right.
know,
There's a lot of
potions.
on the vitamin side, you could
Yeah.
even start your own vitamin brand for very easily. There's companies out there that let you do white labeling, so you have a full product line that you all you have to do is come up with a logo, a name, and you can market it.
Right. Any kind of apparel. I mean, there are dozens of t-shirt companies and they're getting started every day because, I mean, think about it, we're in a political season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever candidate you support, could you not come up with a shirt and then it could have a slogan or something and go viral and somebody would buy
I
it?
saw that somebody opened a full-blown retail shop of
Political ads.
political memorabilia type stuff.
And if you don't know what to put on the shirt, just look at all the signs that are up all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, take a shot of that, throw it on the shirt, bada boom, bada bing, right? You got yourself a business if that's what you're into. Oh, of course, I misspelled apparel, but I mean, but that's t-shirt, hats, anything, right? So I mean, these are crafts, but I mean, do you have an idea like an invention? Inventions, you know, we're talking about patents, patents, yes. Uh, People have so many great ideas. Or you know what? What about
On that side, on the invention
a
stuff,
phone app,
yeah, phone apps.
right?
There's a lot of things that I've seen people create around their house that made their life easier. They've rigged something together, and maybe it's just plastic and duct tape, but they've rigged things together to achieve a certain purpose. And so a lot of people don't even realize that if you had that issue, other people have that issue. So if you've came up with anything like that, maybe it's time to look into that and create a little design.
So we have one person here says, I already own real estate, but I'd like to start a real estate business. You know, everybody should start a real estate business. I mean, because we're all in the I mean, everybody is contributing to the real estate business. If you live somewhere, you're contributing. You know, you're paying taxes, you're paying rent, or you're paying the mortgage payment. Might as well turn it into a business and make money because you're either building somebody else's dream or you're building your own. Might as well build your own.
And we talk about it a lot of times that the easiest way to get into real estate investing is if you've already purchased your first house.
Absolutely.
I mean, now it's time to start a business, moving your residence into a company. There's a lot of pros and cons. Of course, each situation is different, but that's one of the quickest ways to start it.
Well, I was service industry. Let's talk about this. What about babysitting? Is there a need for babysitting?
Oh, more than ever.
I mean, it seems like so simple. Like that was like the job you would get in high school, but now because schools aren't open and daycares
There's a
aren't open,
shortage of it.
yeah, you could literally make a ton of money if you have the ability. Now, keep in mind some things require licensing, and you got to make sure that you follow guidelines. But what about? Is there a need for senior care?
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a wide range. Like you could become a licensed contractor and get all licensed, or you could be a handyman, right?
Right.
You could go be an actual caregiver and get licensed as a caregiver, or you could just be a visiting angel, you know, a little helper, an assistant.
You bring up a very good point because of everything that has happened in the way that, you know, you have to be able to adapt. And the biggest need right now is, for example, like if people are going to be homeschooling now, for example, does your wife, in the process of homeschooling, taking care of the house, also taking care of,
We have a tutor. We hire a
yeah,
tutor.
there you go. So in that case, but also, is it not needed that we need somebody around the house just to help out?
Oh yeah,
That can like maybe just a wife helper.
housekeeping
um,
slash cleaning.
but I mean, there's a lot of things that really having. I like to refer to my wife as like the CEO of the household. She really runs everything. She orchestrates everything. If she wasn't there, the whole house would fall apart. But just like any business, personal assistance, things like that, it might be at the point if somebody's a stay at home, maybe they work from home, and now they're going to also have to take care of the kids at home. This might be time for having an assistant in place.
You want to know something? I'm going to go in completely different direction. What if you like music and you play music, you make music? You could go and get some crowdfunding and make your music, and then give all the people that you raise funds from your MP4 files.
There you go.
Right. So if you're a music, we're talking about music. You could do the same thing with art. How many times have we had to hire a graphic designer to make our little owl widget or a t-shirt design or all these different things? We have book covers, we're always, I mean, so if you have a skill in art and you can draw and create, we're not the only ones that are out there, hiring. And those people, what they make, depending on the job, they might make a couple hundred to a couple of thousand, depending on how big and complex the job is.
Oh, easily, yeah.
So there's so many ways
to think of like
to sell it. But I mean, what do people do? What are people passionate about? It's like, well, what is it that people need? What about courier?
Courier, yes.
Courier. I mean, how many times do you just need
Uber Eats?
Right.
There's been a huge uptick in Uber Eats delivery now. I was watching, I watched this thing where this guy was literally, he spent 12 hours a day driving for Uber Eats for 30 days to see how much money he could make. And he made almost $9,000 in a month.
We have a lot of clients,
$9,000.
A lot of clients that don't work full time, just do it part time and bring in an extra $2,000.
Easy, yeah. Imagine that. Just you, if you had time around lunchtime, maybe you work from home, get out and about. You don't even have to, deal with anybody. Just run around, pick up some food. That's always an option.
Right.
But I talk to people that they're like, oh, I just have no idea what I'm going to do.
What if you're good at math and you've got some computer skills? Do people need help with their taxes?
Taxes?
I mean, you could be an actual tax preparer, right? And you have to be licensed and trained. Or you could just say, hey, look.
Just do basic bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping. That's what I was saying. Help with taxes. So, and then as a bookkeeper.
With all those home-based businesses now, if you know QuickBooks or if you have Excel experience, anything like that, that's a valuable commodity.
Think about doctors who dictate notes and stuff like that, but they need transcription services.
Transcription, but also if you're good at writing stuff, there's literally everybody online now needs content. And so there's literally websites that you can go to and see what people need articles on. And if you write the articles, you could get paid for that. And some of these articles, to write an article on a certain subject that may require about 30 minutes on Google doing a little research, they pay $500 to $1,000 for these pieces of content, because maybe it's in the medical field or something else that they don't have time to actually go out and produce that content.
Absolutely. I mean, we can continue to spend all our time. We've only been doing this for about 10 minutes and we've come up with a lot of stuff here. I'm convinced that there's even more. Like, let's say you don't even want to start a business. What about buy an existing business? There's when you go through hard economic times and people are finding it challenging, that's a great time because somebody wasn't able to bring everything to fruition and they're going to foreclose and lose it all. And you can really buy things at bargain basement prices. You can get their t-shirt inventory. You could get their press, if that's what you wanted to do. Like, there's so many different businesses out there. But then another question is, well,
this is happening right now.
I know.
like there's being a huge shift of people are selling too prematurely right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's
But
a
I mean,
shift.
buying a business, this is the time when you buy when everything's expensive, or do you buy when things are low? You buy when the price is low.
You buy when it's low.
Yeah,
For example,
exactly.
like the real estate market hasn't crashed yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the real estate market is still high in a lot of areas. I mean, there's little to no inventory. So the real estate market is huge, top dollar, highest demands there is. Because also there's, you know, the ability to put it on the market in many places. You have to be out of that house. It's not like it used to be where you could have open houses and all this stuff. Many places, I know my sister just sold her house in Texas. They literally, before they put it on the market, they wanted her out and gone so they could actually show the house. And so that's not always the ability that people have to do that. But man, there's a lot of good things. I was going down the road with that with somewhere.
Well, what I was trying to say with
but that's what I was saying. Sorry, one more thing. Because the real estate market is so high, what has crashed? Businesses.
right,
Businesses have literally crashed and they're on sale right now.
and you can get funding to buy business, even if
Yes.
you don't have the money to buy it. There is somebody that will give you the money to buy it. You just collateralize it, especially if there's a lot of inventory.
Inventory is huge.
So, buy an existing business, or buy a franchise.
Along that line, if you have skills online, we were talking about this, if you have skills online, whereas the old business owner, let's say somebody's been in business for 40, 50 years and they don't know how to make that transition to online. They've had a retail store. Helping those folks transition online is huge. You could create a partnership right there.
I was thinking, we had one client we worked with who did exercise equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They sold exercise equipment to gyms.
Right.
And then all of a sudden everything shut down. Gyms all shut down. So they switched their operation to industrial cleaning
Mm-hmm.
and sanitation. Like they got the appropriate gear and stuff to clean churches, schools, government buildings, so that they hospitals of from COVID-19.
And there's going to be probably some type of certification that is going to come out, because what do they end up doing whenever there's something? They require some type of certification. So a cleaning company might end up needing to have its COVID certification. But think about that. As they reopen schools, they're going to have to shut down every time that there's a new case or something like that. But what they're going to end up moving towards is having a third-party service that will come in there, because it's going to be more cost effective and they're going to be able to offset liability. You always offset liability when you bring in a third party. So there'll be a specialized school cleaning company if somebody puts that together.
Absolutely. And think about logistics. I mean, right now, just because people have shut things down doesn't mean that there aren't still trucking companies, over the road truckers. I mean, you need to get trained, you need to get licensed, but there's such a high demand for that line of work that people are literally going to pay you to get trained and licensed to do that.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, there's a great company. Here, this might sound funny, but florist.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to a guy just yesterday who worked at a nursery where trees, and used to have clients come in, but nobody's coming in. That still doesn't mean that people don't want it. So he is trying to very quickly create a online nursery,
Right.
so that he can move, probably because people still want their to plants. I mean, if you're stuck at home, what are you going to do? There's only so much you can do. A lot of people are turning to gardening, right? And so if you can supply the seeds or the plants, there's a lot of, I know my wife is getting a little stir crazy, and she's starting to say, where am I going to plant my garden? So I mean, there's a lot going there, but
that all goes back to also where everything is now. All the attention is online. It's in webinars, it's on YouTube, it's on social media. So each and every business, this has been something that's coming for a while. The events that have recently taken place have just accelerated that. Now more than ever, every single business needs its own social media management.
Oh, right.
Every single business needs its own entertainment department. Every single business, in order to survive, is going to have to become its own production studio. Um, so
Which also means you need people that are willing to just film you. What
filmers,
just somebody editing, filming.
editing,
Yeah, right.
audio. I mean, we're looking for some of those things, and that's hard to find right now for some reason. We haven't really been able to find the right people that we're looking for to help us out with those things. There's a lot of firms that handle that. But if you can work a camera, oh, there's people all day, every day that are looking for you.
Absolutely. And editing is really important because I mean, we've worked with a lot of great, videographers. Remember that one guy we worked with? I mean, there's just, it's an art. Editing and doing it the right way is an art, and the mixing of the video and the music and graphics.
And it's time consuming too. So every business owner needs that.
Right. And then what about somebody to walk the dogs? Right. Simply, there's just people who are too afraid to go out of their house, but they've got animals.
Uber for animals. They still got to go to the vet. That's
Right.
a great idea.
That's all I'm saying.
They got to go to the groomers.
Right.
Is there something out there like that?
I think that individual people.
Some of these things I should be writing down.
We are writing them down. That's what I'm saying, folks. People are thinking like, well, I don't know what I want to do. I like to travel. How do we turn a business of traveling? Right? If you like to travel, what about the logistics company, Uber Eats, courier services? Right? If you like to travel. You do
transportation, moving things.
Yeah.
So you can move things for other people, becoming a professional transporter. So
if you have a truck, just think about having a truck. How many services?
Trucks.
People need towing, hauling, waste.
Be willing to drive things for people. Transporting motorhomes, things like that. You can drive those across the country. There's literally businesses built around people will pay to drive somebody's motorhome. I mean, it's very inexpensive, but if you want to, on the flip side of that, if you've been looking for a vacation, you can go transport somebody's motorhome.
People like right now down where I'm at, people are trimming all of their trees and a lot of overgrowth. And the city is, I mean, you get the small little garbage can. What are you going to do with this huge pile? Right? You need somebody to haul that away. And there's a fee, and you need a big truck. And so, there's people out there that will do, waste removal. What about like a nail tech or stylist?
Yeah.
What are they going to do with this whole, the COVID thing, right? They're shifting towards meeting people at home.
Right.
What about people who need to work out and have a gym? What if you have gym equipment and you travel to other people's garages and you are their spotter and you're working out with them?
Yep. See, because there's some other things too. There can be, like you said, there's different levels. There's personal trainers that are going to require some type of certification, but then there's also the handyman side of things, the assistant, the extra hand. So really, the extra hand on a lot of things. People can use somebody else to help them with so many different things. For example, working out, that is huge. Spotting them.
Or
if you have,
I would just put up there the martial arts. You brought that up last time because you can't go to your dojo, but you can make videos.
You could go to somebody's house and train them. You could do, take them to a park. You could start up classes in a park. You could start workout sessions in a park or something like that. Everybody's out in the open, can, practice these things. You'd have no cost to, a lease of a building or anything like that. Then we said, video production, doing Zoom calls. So I know a lot of trainers that are virtually training people or you could record those and put that into a package.
What if you're somebody who likes to play video games?
Video games, yes. Instructional videos, also YouTube videos. People love watching people play video games.
It's weird, but there's an industry for somebody who will teach you how to play a video game, show you how to beat a level, right? There's obviously work for people who will just game test, right? People out there develop these games, and then they want somebody to say, hey, you're really good at this, see if you can break it, you know? And then there's people out there, like if you really have the math skills and the computer skills to design the games,
right?
So I mean, there's plenty of places there for folks. But I mean, so we've got, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we've only barely scratched the surface.
Really, anything and everything could be turned into a business.
I mean, what is it that you like to do? What if you like to eat, right? Well, there are people, I mean, where you could literally start cooking and baking.
Right.
Right. How many coffee shops pull in baked goods from local
all the time?
We had seen that farmer market.
Yeah, we had seen that that baker, that what they ended up doing was they basically put it into their van and started almost selling cupcakes like ice cream truck.
Right.
Going around to neighborhoods selling products like that.
I mean, yeah, imagine a door-to-door baked goods salesman.
Right. And I know we brought it up when that first came up. We even talked about that, where a huge demand right now is restaurants. You know, for example, I know that they just shut down restaurants, but they're gonna in California again, but then they're gonna allow for takeout, certain things like that. But if nobody knows that your business offers that or what specials, you can work out some type of agreement, which is the ultimate business to start for any of this, is take something that's already existing and market it. Because find somebody that needs business and get them business.
Right, because what
become a marketer.
Everybody needs what? There's three things that every business needs.
People.
Oh, people.
Property or products. Moolah.
If you can help businesses find these things, there is literally a referral business out there for everything. Education services. I mean, we work with a real estate investing education company that offers an amazing referral plan just by if somebody enrolls.
Yeah.
In the tuition, there's a tuition kickback. 30%, 50%, kickbacks on the tuition. So folks, in real estate investing, if you could find people that need to buy or sell a house, there is an investor out there like this guy who would pay you like $1,000 for that if you closed on the deal. There are people out there who have money to invest because they're losing in the stock market and would rather park it into a real estate investment that is growing. Well, somebody like me would pay you money. I've paid thousands of dollars to people for bringing me hundreds of thousands of dollars in investment. So there's all kinds of referrals out there. All you have to do is find somebody with a need and link them up with somebody else with a need. Boom. That's what a wholesaler does.
I got a great idea for you guys. In that concept, another thing that's on here, it goes into the senior help, senior care. I know, for example, like my grandma, she lives in a neighborhood of 2,500 houses. And I've looked at putting in flyers in her little mailer, her neighborhood mailer, and it's very, very inexpensive. They put out a mailer every single month. Car washing works too. But just a helper for anything they need, going to the store, going to doing gardening, washing their cars, taking their cats, any of these little services and help that they need, since they're trying to cooking a meal, bringing them a meal,
the groceries.
Yes. Bringing them the groceries.
How many people need a grocery shopper?
Being able to be there, if they're not wanting to leave their house, offering that just extra help and assistance in anything. It could be just, they need help just
Pulling something off the top shelf.
right. It is. And so you could advertise in something like that, let it go out to everybody and say, hey, these are the things I can help with. And these are kind of the standard pricing, or I do hourly services or this or that. And you could just build it out. I guarantee you will have more business than you know what to handle in the first month.
I'm telling you, right now, like babysitting is going to be huge. What if they don't open the schools back up? There's that need for tutoring. How many people? I mean, they still need help. I mean, with the fact that there are people worried about diseases or things like that,
I think that's huge.
cleaning comes up, and that becomes such a huge thing. So people are afraid to go out. And so, I mean, I know that has been huge for a lot of our clients, start an Uber Eats business. But folks, we've really reached the end of our time here. We've spent 30 minutes talking about businesses and the reason why we've taken the time to go over this is because we have so many people tell us, I don't even know what I would do. Well, folks,
what are you passionate about?
That's the key. Whatever you love. If you love, I mean, throw it out there. What if you're a beekeeper? Well, then you should be selling honey and beeswax and honeycomb. I mean, just turn that into a business, right? If whatever it is you love to do, you love reading books. Well, guess what? There are people out there who need editors to read books and find mistakes and help them correct grammar. I mean, there's literally whatever you like.
Along those lines, people need people to do voices, voiceovers,
right?
Recordings,
audiobooks. So, I mean, whatever you are passionate
it's like
about.
As soon as we say something, it's like a rabbit hole. You just can keep going and going and going.
Look, the number one thing is that starting a business, what does it do? It helps you save money in taxes. Starting a business helps you eliminate your debt because you have write-offs. Starting a business helps you increase your income through multiple streams. Again, you could have one business, and it could do multiple things on the list here, right? And that's multiple streams of income. You start a business and you can grow your retirement because your business can build its own 401k or its IRA. So folks, if you have if you have any type of financial problem, starting a business is the solution. And if you know that to be true, but you've been sitting there like, well, I don't know what to do, start a business for the express purpose of investing in real estate. I want to highlight this one too, because if everybody listening to me, you're investing in real estate. If you live somewhere, I mean, if you are homeless, then you're not. But for most people listening to us, you live or rent a house, so you're already investing in real estate. Turn it into a business. Have your business pay your rent. Have your business buy your house and pay your mortgage, right? That's a simple thing to get started. And then use business to build business lines of credit to expand that business and make even more money. I want to encourage each and everyone out there to go to our website, wiseguysandties.com. And what we want you to do is we want you to schedule a time to meet with us. Schedule a 30-minute consultation. Let's sit down. Let's find out together what you're passionate about. And let's see if we can move in the right direction of helping you break free from this economy that seems like it's out of control, and help you create an economy that you can control. On behalf of myself, Joseph Smith, this is my business partner, Mr. Ray Fleming. We want to say good night and God bless. Oh, and don't forget to come tonight. What are we doing tonight?
Oh, tonight, Real Estate Investing Mastermind. We'll be going over a couple different tips and tricks on investing in real estate. That'll be tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Deal or no deal. You got to be there for that.
There we go. And you can get the link for that from our website under events. We have 4 free events that we put on every single week.
Perfect.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful